You walk into Chapel Hill, 73 years old, 8 rings, a face carved into NFL mythology, and sitting beside you is your 24-year-old girlfriend in North Carolina blue. She smiles for the cameras. You nod once, stone-faced. The headlines write themselves. The GOAT comes to college. A 5-year, $50 million contract. A fan base ready to trade nostalgia for championships. They don't know it yet, but the dynasty you built in Foxborough will unravel here, under the bright lights of a college town that worships basketball. Flashback. North Carolina fires Mack Brown, the winningest coach in school history, and hands the keys to you. But you don't come alone. Michael Lombardi is now a general manager, which is still pretty new for the college level. Your sons Steve and Brian run the defense and DBs. Lombardi's son coaches quarterbacks. It seems to be an NFL org dropped right on a college campus. In your mind, structure means stability, but to everyone else, it looks like nepotism in team colors. The traditional spring game vanishes, and in its place, something called practice like a pro. No jersey numbers, no interviews, no fun. Reporters can't tell who's who. Fans mutter that the program feels more like training camp than campus. You think you're just teaching professionalism, but they think you're stripping the soul out of college football. Recruiting collapses under the weight of your methods. Visits missed. Compliance memos pile up. High school coaches complain they don't even know who to call. Within months, 39 players transfer out. That's no small number. It's Labor Day night, national television, TCU versus UNC. The first drive ends in a touchdown, and hope flickers. Then it dies. TCU scores 48, you only score 14. The worst season-opening loss in school history. The most points ever allowed by a Belichick team. You say nothing afterward. The crowd says everything as they leave before halftime. Clemson arrives a month later and buries you 38-10. Paul Feinbaum calls it an abject disaster. Students chant, "We miss Mac." And for the first time in your career, the film doesn't show mistakes, but a mental resignation. In New England, silence was your weapon. But at UNC, silence now becomes your story. The girlfriend becomes omnipresent. Press conferences, sidelines, even recruiting dinners. A CBS interview meant to humanize you turned combative. Social media mocks the pairing as the coach and the co-ed. Then the scandals start stacking. Players caught selling tickets for cash. A position coach, friend of a friend, suspended for improper benefits. Parents call reporters to complain their sons can't reach the head coach. Inside the building, the locker room fractures. Pre-Belichick versus post-Belichick. Assistants quietly shop resumes elsewhere. And when you ban Patriot scouts from campus out of an old grudge, even alumni wonder if this is still about football. You built a fortress, but now it feels like a bunker. A close loss to Virginia. A near upset of Cal. Flashes of fight, but never any salvation. The scoreboard still bleeds week after week. Kenan Stadium used to hum. Now it groans under empty bleachers and restless ghosts of what was supposed to be. You came here to prove a point, that culture, age, and ego wouldn't stop the greatest football mind of a generation. Instead, the headlines call you stubborn. The boosters whisper, "mistake." Your staff calls each other about openings elsewhere. The players go through the motions, their eyes dulled by meetings that feel more like depositions than practices. The girlfriend still smiles on the sidelines, but the cameras that once adored you now linger like vultures. You were the man who could win with anyone. Now, surrounded by kids a quarter your age, you can't seem to win with anyone at all. And as the autumn light fades over Chapel Hill, the legend who once commanded empires walks off the field to scattered applause. The sound of a dynasty dissolving into a cautionary tale. The GOAT came to college, and college has reminded him that he is human. In the hollow quiet of that truth, UNC football stands exactly where it started and waiting for a miracle that may never come.